Welcome back to the AEC video on installing vHTAccess for Joomla 1.6, 1.7, or 2.5. In this part, we're going to set up the redirects. Joomla is now MVC compliant, which means we're going to make certain changes to core files in Joomla, but we're going to move them to a different directory so that if we do an update at a later time, the changes will still be in effect, but we don't have to worry about the upgrade overwriting any of the changes that we made. So the easiest way to do this, and please follow around the directions exactly, is on your local drive, when you're in your FTP client, in the directory where you had unzipped vHTAccess, create a new folder called mod_login, and then create another folder called com_users. Once you create the com_users, go into that area and then create a new folder in there called login, and another one which will be a new folder called profile. So basically what we've done at this point is locally on our drive, in the same directory we had the vHTAccess where we unzipped it, we created a folder called mod_login, and we created another folder called com_users with two subfolders in it, one called login, one called profile. Now, in your base Joomla side on your server, which is over here, what you're going to do is go into your components area. You're going to go to com_users, and you want to go to views, and let's get over here to com_users, and let's go to the login locally and on the server side, but you also want to go into the template and copy over the default login locally to your system. Once that's done, we go up in both of them, and we're going to go to the profile area next on both. Go to the TMPL, which is the template area, and we want to copy over default. To our local system. Once that's done, we come back up to the base area of the Joomla installation on our server. And we're going to go into the modules directory, look for mod_login, same thing, go to the template directory, and our local one, go into our mod_login and copy over the default.php. Now once we've done that, we actually have copies of those on our local machine where we can edit them and make the changes that we need to make so that we can upload them to a different directory in our system. So the first thing we're going to do here is open up the mod in our local system, the mod_login default.php. We're going to open up that locally, and we're going to do some editing in it. Let me turn on line numbering here. But if you scroll down to right around line 63, you're going to see a line here that says JRoute. It's going to say index.php and com_users. The com_users, after the S in users, put in VHT. You're going to do the same thing, and this is actually for the password reset. The password reminder after users, you're going to put in VHT also. And then you're going to scroll down to the registration area here, which is around line 74, and put in VHT also. So basically what we've done here is we've taken these 3 lines of the routing, and instead of telling it to go to option equals com underscore users, we're telling it to go to com underscore VHT, as we can see here in the system itself. Once that's done, we'll actually save that file locally. We can close it out, and then we're going to come back. In my system, it actually creates a backup. That's why you see this one here. But we'll come up, and then we're going to go to com underscore users. We're going to go to the login, pull up the default login.php. We're going to edit that also. Let me turn on the line numbering. And then we're actually going to come down. We're going to look for that same area again, which this time it starts around line 55. And where it says com underscore users and view equals reset, we're going to put in VHT again. We're going to do the same thing for the reminder. And then we're going to do the same thing for the registration. And then we're going to save it. And then we'll close out here. And then we'll come back up into this area here. Basically, what you've done in modifying these is you change the redirects. You don't want Joomla to handle registration. You want your payment processor, as for example CCbill, to handle the registration, but you want vHTAccess to create the user. So what we're doing here is we're stopping people from being able to try to register directly into Joomla. Even if they could, vHTAccess wouldn't let them in unless they actually had an account with your processor. But the more important thing is the password reminder and the password reset needs to go to CCbill support or to your processor support, because they handle the user management, not Joomla itself. Now in the next one, we're going to go to the profile area. And in the actual profile area, we want to open up the default.php. And right around line 26, you're going to see this area right here. It begins at 26. Well, in this case, it's actually on line 27. And it starts with if JFactory get user. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to take all these lines right here all the way to PHP end if and delete them. Now in the print instructions next to this video, you're actually going to see this, so you can follow this around for all of them. So we're going to hit save here, and then we're going to hit close. Now let's go back onto our server itself and get to the main Joomla directory. Okay, now we're going to go into templates. Now we need to know what template we're using on the front end of the system. The easiest way to do this is to actually go into your Joomla backend, go to Extensions Template Manager, look for the default for the site. In this case, it tells you right here, it's bees20. We're going to go back to our FTP and we're going to open up the bees20. We're going to go to a directory called HTML, and this is where we can put in the changes that will override the Joomla core. Now in some templates you might find that they already have those directories in there, like mod login, com underscore users profile, and com underscore users default login. And what you're going to want to do in those cases is to actually modify the files that are already in here. But in this case, those files are not here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back up to our local area where we had created these, and I'm actually just going to copy over the full directories into that HTML area. Now once that is done with the default Joomla install, I'm going to go and view the site in the front end. And then the first thing under the site, there's a login link. I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to click on forgot my password. I should get an error. The page cannot be found because we can see it's looking for the VHT. Now in this default install, SEO was turned on somewhat, but it'll be different in every single one. But you're going to see once again it's going for VHT. But we want to click on that. And we also want to click on don't have an account. And we're going to get the same thing. And then we go back to the home area again. After we've clicked on all three links from the login area here, from the actual home area, we want to go to whatever login module we're using. And we want to do the same thing. Click on forget your password. Click on forgot your username. And then click on create an account. And you get those same areas. Now, in the back end of Joomla, there's a new component called redirect. And you're going to see that there's 3 of them in there, and it's telling you these are the 3 where it had errors finding the actual item. So what we're going to do now, as for example with CC Bill, and we'll take a look at them because it's probably the most common, but the rest of the processors are very, very close in what they do. But we want it when they have to get their new or reset their password or they forgot it. We want them to go to CC Bill support since their management system handles all that information. And what you want to do is you want to redirect them on these 2 to CC Bill support or whatever the support URL is for your actual processor that you're using. In this case, and I think I remember off the top of my head, but let's just take a look here. https support.ccbill.com. Oh, let's just do it this way. There we are. Now the URL comes up. It's https support.ccbill.com. I had the slashes wrong. But we want to copy that URL. And then we want to come back to the back end of Joomla, and we want to click on the first one for the view equals remind. And we want to set that destination to go there, and we want to enable it. So what we're saying is when someone clicks on remind me of my password, it takes them to CC Bill support. We save and close it. We do the same thing for the reset, set the destination URL to CC Bill, and then we enable it. Well, I forgot to save it, so let's just do it one more time. Okay, so we have these 2 in there. Now in view under registration, there's 2 ways that you can do this. One is you can create an actual article in the front, well actually in your Joomla install. And we'll take a look at the front end here again real quick. And let's just say for example that getting started with Joomla, this is the actual article that you want to send them to. Okay, if you create an internal join now page on your site, so you could come into here and actually put that URL in, so when they click on create an account, it will take them there. The other option which a lot of people will use is they will use the exact link and link to the form at the processor. Instead of having the person go to a page on the site where they have the different choices, they take them right to the form to make a choice there and then check out. In that case, you need to get the exact URL from the processor of what it's going to be. In CC Bill's case, they usually install this on your server under a directory called CC Bill. So once that's done, then all you have to do is do a little bit of testing in the front end and check out a couple other settings, and we'll cover those in the next video.